Howdy there folks, I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and this is the video review of the Jawbone JAMBOX, which is available for a rather steep $199. Now, I got this for my birthday. Most of the birthday presents I got were pretty boring. They were for Bolivia, but this was one of the cool ones that got me kind of excited because I've been eyeing these forever. And one of the reasons I got this is because in Bolivia, we can take a music player, but we can't take headphones. And so you have to bring a speaker. And everyone knows that portable speakers sound less than stellar. And so I've been eyeing these because despite their extremely expensive price, they're supposed to sound pretty good, at least way better than anything else in a smaller form factor. Now, the size on this is still pretty small. I have my iPhone right here. You can see it's about the exact same width as the iPhone. In terms of length, it's not too much longer, and the depth is quite a bit different. I mean, this thing is not small, but at the same time, it's not huge. You could easily carry this in like a purse or something like that, but it's too big for a pocket, unlike the X Mini or something like that. So, how does this sound? What's the performance on this? As you can see, there are 3 buttons on it and a couple of switches over here. There's one switch to turn it on, a line in, so it is Bluetooth enabled. This is a wireless speaker, but if your device isn't Bluetooth enabled, like the one I'll be taking to Bolivia, you can use this line in port. And there's also a micro USB to not only charge the JAMBOX, which is supposed to last up to 24 hours on a charge, and it also allows you to sync to your computer, and I'll talk about that in a minute. This thing is actually upgradable, which is pretty interesting. On the top, we have 3 buttons. We have what's called the talk button, a volume down button, and a volume up button. Now, to turn it on, all you have to do is slide the switch into this middle position.
Ready for action.
And the voice will say, "I'm activated, ready for action." And that little noise meant that it has already paired with my iPhone. So the Bluetooth is paired, I'm set and ready to go, and I can play Adolescence, for example, which is my brother's band. So I'm not going to get in trouble with YouTube copyright. It's on Mog on Spotify now and stuff like that, so check that out. But anyway, it sounds really quite good, but it's at a rather low volume level right now. Now, there's 2 audio settings that you can put it in. You can put it in what's called clear audio or live audio. Right now, it's in live audio. If I put it in clear audio,
Live audio off.
Live audio is off, which means it's in clear audio. Clear audio is a lot flatter. There's not as much bass. It's a lot more natural, but because of this, it doesn't fill a room. You can turn it up a lot louder here, but it distorts at, more mild volumes. And what you need to do to be able to get it in this fullest audio quality, or not really the fullest audio quality, but in a quality that imitates a big speaker, something that makes it seem like this thing is way more powerful and way louder than its size, is to put it in live audio. And so I'm going to demonstrate that for you right now. I'm going to place the mic down in front of the speaker. Now I'm going to turn live audio.
Live audio on.
So you can hear it's not as loud when live audio is on, and it doesn't. The volume can't go as loud, but it seems a lot larger. It seems a lot more natural and a lot more fluid, and like it's a full 5-piece surround sound stereo, like there's a sub, like there's tweeters, rather than just like this single little unit here. Now, there are multiple drivers in there. Jawbone doesn't tell you where they are, and I don't really want to pull this apart to find out. But I think there's 1 sub on the back. I think there's 4 mids right here, and there's a tweeter on each side. That's what it seems like to me, but again, I'm not 100% sure. Now, what does this talk button do? If you press it once,
Battery is close to full.
Battery is close to full. It tells you the battery level, and if you hold it, it depends on your smartphone, but if you hold it on the iPhone, voice dialing, and it'll actually turn Siri on, which is cool. And then when I turn Siri off, the music should theoretically come back on, which it's not doing. Mog does not play nicely with Bluetooth speakers, by the way. I might have to turn this off and turn it back on. So that's one thing. It's not super great with all the apps. Mostly Mog's fault, though. It's not a limitation of Bluetooth or the JAMBOX. But as I mentioned earlier, this has a micro USB port. It allows you to update the JAMBOX. So when I plugged it into the first time from my computer, it said, hey, you have a new update available, which was really awesome. You only have to download this little teeny piece of software, and you actually control all of the updates from your web browser, which is something interesting. I don't really know how they do it, like a Java applet or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, you plug it into your computer, and you can change the voice. So right now I have this British woman, but you can change it to anything you want. And there's so many funny voices, like 8-bit game voices. There's like mafia voices. There's literally dozens. And there's also little games that you can get, like touch-based games upon your music, which is kind of interesting. There's also apps you can download for this that will interface with other apps like Pandora or some of the other apps out there, and so you can bring the functionality of those apps into the Jambox, like special combinations of buttons to jump playlists and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Again, all you have to do is plug it into your computer, and you press update from your web browser, and your Jambox takes like a couple minutes, and it applies all the updates, puts the new voice on. You can turn the voice off altogether. You can manage everything. You can rename the thing from online, so when you pair it, instead of saying Jambox, it'll say Quinn Nelson's Jambox, or whatever your name is, Jambox, which is pretty awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to demonstrate the phone call capabilities of this, and then after that I'm going to play just a couple seconds, a couple different genres of the Jambox, so you can kind of get a feel for what it sounds like. The cool thing about the Jawbone Jambox is, as you can hear now, we're playing music, and it'll actually allow me to take an onboard call. Because my iPhone has Bluetooth and the Jawbone Jambox has Bluetooth, ELF has also included a built-in microphone. So inside of this box, what you can do is you can take a phone call while on the Jambox, so long as you're in range of your Bluetooth device. So when you're listening to music and you get a phone call, you can accept the call, which is pretty awesome. The great thing about Bluetooth is it has relatively high bandwidth, so the call quality is pretty good. I mean, it's not fantastic, it's not out of this world, but it's pretty decent, and it can hold its own. So as you can see, we're getting a call from TLD today. And as you can hear, the Jambox starts telling us the phone number that's calling, and you can hear the ringtone. And then when we answer, hello?
Hey guys, John here with TLD. And I'm with you.
And he's lost with the winds and rolling sands of where he lived, and he prays.
You can hear that sub really start to come in. To another song here. As you can hear that low end, when that low end starts to come in, it does start to distort ever so slightly. Not a lot, not exponentially, but there's a little bit of give. Especially in this, you can hear that low end kind of washes out the rest of the audio. If you turn live audio off,
Live audio off.
it improves it slightly, but it's so much more flat. There's no character to it, and it sounds like a cheaper speaker, not a really nice one.
I watch the sun.
In summation, I really, really like the Jawbone Jambox. I mean, you cannot beat the size of this thing. The sound is unparalleled. No, it's not going to replace your home stereo. No, it's probably not even going to replace your cheap laptop speakers. But it does sound better than anything else its size and anything else with wireless capabilities. The built-in microphone is super handy. I do have a couple of complaints, but they're not many. The first one is the microphone on board is not great. On the other end, you can tell that it's like kind of this broadcast conference style microphone. Additionally, when you're using it for Siri or other such services, it does not always get the transcription right, unlike it does if you're using the device's microphone, which was something that was a little bit of a disappointment. Obviously, the further away you get from the unit, the less and less accurate it becomes. Additionally, and this thing seems cheesy to complain about, but I'm going to do it anyway, there's a lot of wobble in this. If you place it on a vibration absorbing surface like wood, you're not going to have a problem. But if it's on glass or other like glossy surfaces, this thing, if the sub is going, it'll just start shaking. And if it's on a ledge, this thing will slide right off your shelf if the bass is up there. So that's something to be aware of. Not a huge problem, but if you're playing the audio loud, make sure it's in a place where it can't fall off, because it's going to fluctuate several inches. It just starts rumbling around the table. But I really do like the Jawbone JAMBOX. Is it worth $200? If this is the kind of device you need. If you're fine with the audio quality of the X Mini, then that's well worth your $20. But if you want a little bit of a fuller, a little bit of a louder sound, the Jawbone JAMBOX is something you should check out. This is great for TV shows, great for your iPad or iPhone. No, this is not a party speaker. You're not going to host a party and the DJ's not going to be using one of these to play the audio through, like Jawbone seems to purvey in their commercials. But it does sound good for its size, and I can recommend it. The price is a little bit hard to swallow. There's a couple of other problems, but other than that, I really, really like it, and I think you should check it out. The Jawbone JAMBOX is available for $199. It's available quite a bit cheaper on Amazon. The link is in the description below. If you buy it from that link, then I get a little bit of credit, which is nice, and that helps fund giveaways and all sorts of other neat stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I have tons of videos coming this week, literally tons, because I have oodles of stuff to review before I leave. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. You guys know the drill. And as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.